Hello, everyone. We're going to try this again. Welcome. Today is December 19th, or still is December 19th, 2022. I am still Solid Blue Sister, and this is still my turn to talk. Hey, Grit, welcome. Frankie, welcome. Had to restart the show. D-Mac was here. He was technically number one, so I'm still going to say he's number one. And Minnesota, welcome. And everyone over on Twitch and YouTube and Spotify and everywhere else, welcome back, if you came back. Okay. Okay, so there we go. We will start. There we go. There we go. Okay, and again, I apologize. Got a pop-up message from Podbean asking me to tell me they were about to sign me out and sign back in. So again, I apologize. So everyone, welcome, welcome, welcome. So today I want to talk about friends, and I know on this show I've talked about friends a lot, and every conversation has different levels. Like you can go this way with the conversation, go this way with the conversation. But today I want to go with, to pay attention to people who don't clap when you win. Welcome, Brina. Welcome. And what I mean by that is, you have some people who are just not, who are just not happy for you. They just don't. They pretend sometimes that they're happy for you, but they're really not. So what do you do? What do you do with those people? How do you treat those people? I mean, as I said, there are good friends and bad friends. Friends who will treat you with respect, and the quote unquote friends who will say they are your friends, but they treat you with disrespect. Um, Over and over. They are what I always tend to call repeat offenders. And friends are happy for your success and they don't mock your failures. Um, I have two friends who, well, they're not my friends anymore. I did some house cleaning a couple of years ago. But I have had businesses that I have started, fail. Things that I've started fell flat on my face. Juju, welcome. Just things that I've done where they didn't work. And they were like, oh, I knew that wasn't going to work. Oh, you did that. Oh, you shouldn't have done it that way. Yeah, we knew it wasn't going to work. Damien, welcome. But it's like, okay, can you give me a little bit of encouragement? And those two particular people, continue to do that. And not just with me, but with other people. That, one day I said, I need to do a little bit of house cleaning in the friend department. And I clean house. So now that I'm at a point in my life where I do have a business that is very successful, I've heard through the grapevine, hey, do you have her number? I want to call her. Hey, how's she doing? Blah, blah, blah. Hey, I've given events where I've given out tickets where, hey, you think you can call her and get me a free ticket, or you think that she can get me in here, get me in there? I mean, those are the people who I don't want in my life, and why are there people who truly, truly are not happy for you, and some people, and people have written articles on this where people say that, oh, I really hope, you do well. Oh, I really hope you succeed. But supposedly, I don't know what the stats are, but supposedly the majority of people who actually believe that and really think that is very, very slim. Because a lot of people tend to be jealous of other people and what they have, and they tend to covet what they have. I mean, do you guys think I'm wrong? You think I'm right? See, Brina says, I think people get mad because they're insecure or scared to even try. And Brina, I think that is very, very true. I think that's very, very true. But then they tend to blame you. They tend to blame you because they didn't try or they failed. And like I said, in fact, what is the saying? Nothing beats a failure but a try. Blunt Ninja, welcome. So if you're insecure or you're even scared to try, then I prefer you to stay. For me personally, I prefer you just stay in your corner, but don't say anything to me that's going to be negative to me, where you're putting bad mojo towards me on my success or even my failures. Because with each failure that I had, I learned from it. Okay, plan A didn't work. Go to plan B. Plan B was just as bad as plan A. Go to plan C. I mean, where I am now, it's like I'm on. Finally, when I got to plan K, elemental K or elemental P, whatever it is, it's like that's where I am, and that's where it worked. So but each failure for me, and again, I'm just saying for me, each failure for me made me want to come back even stronger to do it right. So when people are not happy for you, and I'm not just talking about in business, let's say, just something as simple as if you made a cake and the cake came out well. Some people, I mean, it's just as simple as that. Oh, they'll find something sarcastic or smart to say about your cake. They will find something. Some people, no matter how little it is, they will find something to say about an achievement that you did no matter how big or how small. And those are the friends, in my opinion, again, this is just my opinion, who treat you with disrespect. They will always say something. They will always say something that is just uncalled for. And those are usually, and then you have the people who never call you, but they want you to call them first. And then when you don't call them, and or when you finally do call them, if it's been a length of time, they'll say, "Oh, well, I knew something must have been wrong. Oh, well, you're fine. You're finally calling me, but you are always the one that is always reaching out. It's always you." And I know people like that who will not call me, but they'll wait for me to reach out to them, and then they'll say, "Well, how come you haven't called me?" Well, how come you haven't called me? I'm, that person. I will call people, I'll text people, the happy birthdays, whatever. But after a while, when you're always the one doing it, I stop reaching out to certain people because it was one-sided. And I think that a friendship, if you're really friends with someone, is not one-sided. Both of you are putting in the effort. And I think that's when you have people who have lifelong friends, or even if they don't have friends that they've known for a long time, people that they meet, they tend to maintain those relationships. They tend to maintain those relationships because both people are truly happy for each other and they're excited for each other. Now, I could be wrong, but in my experience, that is what I have found. And Blunt Ninja says, I always wish my friends the best and hope they achieve a lot in life. Okay, and Damien says cake is usually a woman's job, but Damien, I was using that, as an example. But but there are men who cook very well. But I'm just saying that if something is as little as, I remember when my son was learning how to tie a shoe. And, you're trying to help him, and I remember going to, this is when he was in preschool. And there was this one, parent who the kid tied his shoe and he said, well, it's about time. The kid was like 2 or 3. Your kid finally tied his shoe and you're saying to him, it's about time? Really? You're supposed to be excited for people. When people, do accomplishments, again, no matter how little or how big, you encourage them. You say good job, especially if it's children, or especially if it's your kid. Rena says, telling your friends the truth is important. So if there's something wrong with the cake, your friends should tell you, but delivery and tone matters. Yes. And again, I'm just saying, I'm not saying if something's wrong with the cake, like, oh my God, if they ask you how does it taste? You're like, well, the cake tastes, whatever. But I'm just saying, don't say, well, it's about time you finally made the cake. It's like, this person could have been working on this cake forever. I know people who went to school to be chefs, and how they will literally go in their kitchen and just continuously work on a dish over and over and over and over and get frustrated because it's not where it's supposed to be. They don't need somebody coming in there saying, oh, well, this still sucks. When you going to get it right? Well, yeah, they ask you, how does it taste? You're like, well, it's a little off here or this, whatever, but I'm just saying, you don't have to be just down. Some people are just downright rude. I guess that's the best way to put it. And they're supposed to be your friends. Gigi says, that's my younger sister and my sister-in-law. Rena says, I'm bad at keeping in contact. I'm guilty. Women and cooking. Damien, you're on this women and cooking thing. Uh, I disagree. I mean, harsh how? Harsh where you're putting them down? Why do you have to be harsh with somebody? I mean, if somebody makes something and it didn't come out right, why are you going to be harsh with them? If somebody, if this a seamstress and they were sewing a dress or something, and if it didn't come out right, and you can see that they're dissatisfied with it, why are you going to still mock them or diss them or put them down? People usually know when they messed up, So and that's what I'm saying. Pay attention to the people who don't clap when you do win, when you finally win. Because if you're constantly putting me down and you're just putting me down just to put me down, I don't want you in my life. You're somebody that I don't need. And Brennan says to Damien, I know a few men that cook very well. My husband cooks egg very, very well. And one thing that he can do that I absolutely cannot do is bake. I am not a baker at all. Anything I bake does not come out right, no matter how much I try. And I will be the first one to admit it, but my husband cooks very, very well. Sabrina says, Farouz is a great cook. I'm lucky. See? Juju, I do follow directions. I'm just not a baker. It just does not work for me. So we were ever in a contest, I can guarantee you I'm going to come in last. I'm going to be the first one to get disqualified. And Grit says, my wife cooks well and I eat well. But and Brina says yes to Blunt. That is good. He's a good cook. I feel that you must be, okay, Damon says, I feel you must be a bit more harsh on your boy child because one day he must be a protector of the house. I disagree with that. I believe that you can guide a child, but you don't have to be harsh with them. You don't have to be, they're going to be the protector of your home. Okay. But I don't think that you need to be harsh with them. But again, it comes back to me, if you're consistently put someone down, even children, you're disrespecting them. You're not giving them the respect they deserve. And one thing I truly believe 100% is children deserve respect, especially from their parents. And I'm not saying you got to give them everything that they want or whatever, but I'm just saying when you respect a child, to me, you're letting them know that that's their worth. So I want my child to be a good friend. I want my child to be someone who people can count on. And I don't mean like, can I have, $5 or, giving you money or something. I'm just saying that someone that you can count on emotionally, possibly spiritually, just being that good friend. I think about my dad, who everyone in the neighborhood, it's like at his services, I was shocked at some of the things that people I never even met. Of course, when your parents pass, people come to funerals, and of course, they know people that you've never known. But I already knew the type of the person that my father was. But some people may say that he was a pushover, but he was somebody that you could count on. And he was that person who people respected. And he respected his wife, and he respected his daughters. And when we screwed up, he let us know, but it wasn't in a put down way. And that's the way my husband and I have raised my son. You know, my son came home from school um, Saturday, and we're in the car and we're talking, and we're talking about sports. And my son was not a sports person, and we were talking about, he was talking about, you guys put me in soccer and t-ball. I didn't like it, whatever. And I said, and I told him, I know you didn't like it, whatever. And I knew you were not going to be a sports person. I knew my son was not. He does not pay attention to any sports. He couldn't even tell you who anybody was. He knows who none of the sports people are, and that's fine with me. But when he was striking out, or that last one running that race, I was there to cheer him on, because at least he finished, at least he did it. I knew he would find his way, which he did. And he's doing what he enjoys doing. And we support him 100%. And I see him when he's around his friends and how people take to him, how people respect him. That makes me happy. And I see how he is with his friends, how he respects them. That makes me happy. So I just don't think that it's necessary to put people down if they don't succeed. But like I said, there are a lot of people out there who are not happy when you do succeed. And Damien says, with this PC culture, you have to be harsh. I disagree. So, and Brina says he's supposed to find something that makes him happy and have support from you both. Thank you, Brina. I'm a people watcher. And I enjoy talking to people. I am one of those people who can start a conversation with anyone. Karate Jane, welcome. I am someone who can start a conversation with anyone. Whereas my husband and my son, very, 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 very quiet. Very quiet. You have to pull something out of them. It's like when you ask them a question, you're trying to engage them in conversation, and if they don't know you, they're giving you the yes, no, and I'm like, okay. And when people walk away from you because you're not engaging with them, but me, I'm running my mouth. But I also sit and watch, when I travel, I'll sit in the airport and I just watch the way people interact with each other, with their families. And you see husbands yelling at their wives yelling at their husbands, yelling at the kids. You want people to treat you with respect. You want people to be happy for you when you do something well. Even if it just comes out okay, but they know that you've tried. If I know that you have been trying and trying, I'm gonna go back to the cake thing. If I know you've been trying and trying and trying to bake this cake, and finally it came out a lot better than it did the last 20 times that you tried, I'm going to root for you. I'm going to root for you. Why not? You did something well. It may not have come out perfect. People may not, pay to get a slice, but it came out better than the last 20 tries. So and Shushu says me too. So Brina says, I think that's part of why there's so much hate in the world. People don't take their time to get to know people. We have a lot more. similarities, and we realize, yes, I do think that we do, but you're making me want cake. Brina, I'm using that cake as a recipe. I mean, as an example, but I don't even really like cake except for one, and that's not that you all care. Now I'm talking about what kind of cake I like. German chocolate that my husband makes, and that my mom used to make. But I'm not into the cookies and cake stuff. But guys, I mean, Brina does bring up a good point. And again, I don't know what the stats are, but people have said many times that there are a lot of people in this world who truly are not happy for your success, that a lot of people are envious. A lot of people are, just are not happy when their friends do well. And I don't know if it's because they think that, I'm being left behind. Well, this person's doing this, and this person's doing this, and this person's doing this, and here I am still doing this, or I haven't done this. Well, have you not done that because you're afraid to do it? Have you not done it because you have not taken the initiative to do it? Because if that's the case, I don't think you can really blame somebody else if you fail to try. And again, like the what do you call it? Like the saying says, nothing beats a failure but a try. So, I mean, you all think I'm wrong? Do you think Jamie, you still think I'm wrong? Or hey, Power Girl, welcome. Because again, I I go back to the people who are supposed to be your friends, but they don't call you. And I know people that are like that. And those are people that I have slowly let go from my life. Because again, I don't always want to be that person who's always reaching out. Can you make me feel like I'm worthy and reach out to me? I have a cousin on my father's side. And if she ever listens to this, she'll know I'm talking about her because she knows it is her. Um, on my father's side, um, he had a younger brother and an older sister. They all had girls. My father had two. My aunt had one. My uncle had one. Well, and this particular cousin, the oldest girl, every year I'm calling her Merry Christmas, Happy Birthday, sending cards, how you doing? You know, um, I'm that person who I'll send a card to somebody, just I could be at the store and see a card and send it to you, just was thinking about you. Or I'll send you a text, whatever. Hey, what's up? How you doing? Whatever. So one day I was thinking, and this went on for years, for years. Not once did she ever call me, ever. Happy birthday, and she knew when my birthday was. Merry Christmas. Nothing. I got nothing. But when she got married, she was sending me an an invitation. You know, so I stopped. I don't send her anything anymore. So when I went back home to visit, um, I saw her and she mentioned that. oh yeah, you don't send me this and you don't say this. I said, well, you've never sent it to me, so why should I continue sending it to you? Silence, crickets. Her eyes got big. She walked away from me. I don't do it. Because if you're always the one putting in the work, if you're always the one who has to reach out, that's not a friendship to me. And if you're always the one that's expecting people to do that, don't be surprised if you wake up one day and people aren't reaching out to you anymore. I mean, it really isn't that hard. I'm not saying you got to talk to somebody every single day. I understand everyone's busy. I understand that everybody has their lives to live. But while you want to feel worthy as a friend, other people want to feel the same way. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I mean, am I wrong? Thank you everyone for liking the show. Breaking up a bit on my side. Okay. Clifford, welcome. Karate Jane says, that's how I am. Long wolf, excuse me, get rid of a lot of toxic users. And that's what, and some people are. Some people are toxic. And Brina says that's rude. Everyone has opinions, I suppose. And hey. So, I mean, what kind of friend are you? What kind of friend do you want to be? What kind of friend do you want your kids to be? So
I suppose an honest person, I suppose.
Well, hey, Caps. I mean, I would like you would want all of your friends to be honest, but are put like this. Am I wrong to say that your true friends are honest and your not true friends are not honest?
I think that you have to find out by failing.
Meaning?
You have to find out that my kid has had a friend that thought he was his friend until he got to a point where he knew he wasn't his friend. And he has to fail in order to realize that if he never went through it, he would never understand it. That's why I like that he understood it, and he understood that he can't trust everyone how he did trust them. So, like, I believe that every life lesson is a learning curve, but some people never learn, but other people do. And I seen it from an early age with my own child, and I was like, wow, that's so amazing. So other people have it in different ways, but I've seen it, and I was like, I didn't say nothing. He told me. So yeah, quite amazing. People do learn, and some people don't. And friends are. You shouldn't. Don't trust nobody. Trust yourself.
But you know what
You know,
though?
you're only a friend to a certain degree. You know what I mean?
I
That's the truth of it, really.
Caps, I think that sometimes in my head I do say, don't trust anyone.
Mm.
And as Brina says, we grow, we change, our circles change, where friendships can be one sided. So
Yeah, but
I
I still don't
understand.
trust anyone. No,
But okay,
solid. Still don't trust
but
anyone.
at the same time though, when I look at the friends that I have, I mean my good friends, and I'm not just talking about friends like I said that I've known for years. I'm talking about friends that
I
that
trust
that
them,
are
but you
recent.
can't trust them people that are there around. You know, you just. This is the whole point. You know.
But okay, so then,
Works in many ways.
all right, so then let's get off topic for a little bit because you're talking about trusting friends.
Go on.
You're in the UK, but have you heard about the Shanquella Robinson case?
I'm not. No, I can't say I
Okay,
have.
this case is just now. I mean, it has just gotten just national attention. I mean, these are people who were supposed to be her friends that she met in college. One of them was her best friend. Went on vacation with her family, and they lured her to Cabo, where she always paid for everything. And within 24 hours, they beat her to death. Came home, told her parents that she died of alcohol poisoning until they got the autopsy report back and saw that her neck had been
Yeah.
broken and her spine. And when her dad went to
So
pick her
what's the
up,
point?
I mean, so my point is, so when you say, you know, if you're going to trust your friends, I mean, even for your friends, who can you trust? And supposedly these people were just so jealous of her. So how do you know who you can
But
trust and who you can't?
But like this is where like she was a follower at the end of the day because she went somewhere where she felt that she was going to get like a cool movement. So she went. So my answer to that is she automatically had some type of thing in her head to go. "Oh, I want to go here and I want to do this and fair play." But she felt the bad end of the stick. Now at the end of the day, you know me, I don't want to go anywhere, and you know my kids if they want to go somewhere, you're more than welcome to. No problem. But
Wait, so wait, are you saying
I will
so
give.
she was responsible or partly responsible for what
No,
happened?
I didn't say she was responsible. The point is that when you put yourself in sticky situations, when you put yourself in situations, you put yourself in situations. Do you know what I mean? It's
But how
just
do
one
you
of
okay,
them.
but how do
Where
you
did
know
she
that that
go? Where did she go?
situation
Where did she go?
she
Where
went
did she go?
she went to
Oh, he.
She went to
Oh, yeah.
Cabo with well she went to Mexico. She went
Kabul.
to Mexico.
Yeah, you think that's a safe place?
Well, I mean, if even she went down the
No,
street and she got
seriously, you
killed.
think Mexico, no, on a genuine level, would you travel to fucking sorry, would you travel to Mexico on a genuine?
I would go
In
to
my eyes, I
I
wouldn't.
would go to
I
Cabo,
wouldn't.
and
I wouldn't.
I have been there. I mean, it's a tourist
I
place.
no, it sounds like sand. The only reason they've got sand because it's been bombed a couple of times. I wouldn't.
Well, I
I
mean,
wouldn't.
okay, well
No, no,
well
no.
then in that case, then I can say, I'm not going to take a trip to the UK because the UK has been bombed. I
I
mean,
wouldn't. I just. I
so I
wouldn't. I
mean,
wouldn't want to travel anyway.
I
That's
mean,
my
so I
opinion,
mean,
though.
so
That's the
basically,
difference.
when you think about it, I mean, and in the US, it's like,
Mm.
can I go to the store without getting shot? So I mean,
In the US, you know what? I can't answer that because in the US, majority of the time, you can't even go to school without getting shot.
this
So
is
it's
so
quite
this is
sad, really.
so this is what I'm saying. So when you say that, so again I come back to no welcome. So again I come back to when you have your friends, who do you know, how you know that they're not going to do you harm? And there have been stories
You know
throughout the
what?
years where friends have done you harm. So how do you know?
Yeah. Well, you know what you do. You have a close net of people. That's what you do,
Yeah, but some of these
and
close
it's
net,
genuine.
I mean,
You have a no, but no. See, I mean, so close that you hardly have anyone around you. And you know when you've got so many children and you are working constantly and you're doing what you're meant to do and your missus is doing it as well and you just constantly you're flipping doing it. Like you know what? It just becomes normal anyway. And all you can do is let the kids be kids when they can be kids, but still teach them along the way. And if they want to go bigger and brighter, then so be it. You know, I'm not going to knock them for it. I'm not going to tell them no, not do it. I'm going to say just be aware of your status and your movement and the way you're moving. And be very aware of yourself because obviously going somewhere but you're not knowing is obviously a
but
learning curve.
Okay,
just like life.
but
And
Caps.
that's the way it goes.
Okay, I understand that, but like Brina says, it takes a while to be a friend. I think you have to see people in different situations to see how they'll react. And then she says everyone's your friend when you're doing good. Um, and Damon says I missed some of the story. Okay, so so Brina, then let me ask this: how long do you think when you say it takes a while to be a friend? Are you a month, a week, a year, 2 years? I mean,
Really, that's not a question in my eyes.
I'm just saying.
There's no time limit. No, you can't trust no one for the first. Like it takes years,
Okay.
years.
Now Brina says it depends on what she's
There's
been
no time.
through with that
It,
person, and that is
it,
true. It does depend upon.
it just depends. It does depend. Yeah,
Okay, and then Damien
I
says
believe in
it
that as
doesn't
well.
take that long. I have people that I've
It all
met.
depends how trusting you are. You get
Okay, so
hoodwinked.
what if someone, are you leery of someone who really is like going out of their way to be your friend, but you aren't really feeling them? It's like, okay, well, this guy Caps, he keeps calling me, and every time we go to work, he wants to have lunch with me, and he wants to be part of the group, whatever. He's trying a little bit too hard. Would you be weary of those
Why do
people
you
who
have to
try a
use
little
me
bit
an
too hard?
example,
I'm
woman?
sorry, you're up here on the chat. So I mean, but if people are trying too hard, are you leery of those people? Because I am leery. I am leery of those people who try too hard to be my friend. It's like, well, why are you trying so
Yep,
hard?
I'm the same. That's why I don't try and make friends with people. I try and be easy and go easy and be easy. And I suppose that's the best way to be. Don't beg for nothing.
Okay. And Brina says hoodwink. I haven't heard that term in a while.
Yeah.
And do agree with Brina. You can gauge proper friends. So, okay, so let's go to the respect factor. I truly
Yeah.
believe that friends who respect you and you respect them, that it's a two-way street. Those are friends. Friends who disrespect you constantly are not your friends.
Yeah. No, you're right. Like I've had many friends, and if they did disrespect me in certain ways, knowing me for being my close friend, if they did go up past the boundary, then yeah, yeah, that is true. Yeah, you've got certain people who just have got that respect. Not many, but you've got a certain few.
So,
Well, I have anyway. But, yeah.
so how many chances, and I guess that's the only way I can put it, how many chances would you give a quote unquote friend to disrespect you
Not one.
before you
Not
let
one.
them? Okay.
Not one.
So
No.
so
That's
did
the whole point.
okay. So they
No,
disrespect you
if when
one
she
time and
no,
that's
I
it.
will. I no. If they disrespect me one time, I'll pull them over and I'll go. Listen, you just fucking absolutely disrespected me there. There's no need for that. And if they retaliate in any way, shape, or form, then it's a completely different avenue. Then this is where it changes. But if they can go, whoa, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do that. I'm like, come on, mate. Like, I can talk. I don't want to. I don't want to initiate bullshit for no reason. But if you, if I leave it and you carry on taking the ultimate piss, then I'm going to end up sparking you out in front of everyone, and that's not a brilliant idea, is it? Do you know what I mean?
So okay,
And so,
so
yeah.
if I did it again, if I disrespected you again, are you just going to drop me, or
If you've
are
done it
you?
again, I'm going to end up dropping you. Yeah, like if I talk to you and you just go, I don't care, then I'm gonna say you're gonna have to go. And if you show any resilience, I'm gonna knock you in the throat, and you're gonna fucking know about it. And then I'll drag you out by your ears, and I'll literally drag you out. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Now Damien
Because
says
I don't deal with people. Even my own family or friends, I will not have people disrespect people in a place where you can't have it, and we won't have it, and we never will have it. And that's why people behave when they go to them certain places. You know.
Now, Damon says something interesting that I just absolutely, we would never be friends. Close friends can disrespect you in front of close friends. I'm sorry, but
Yeah.
no,
Yeah.
no.
No, it all depends. No, I've got a bit solid. This is where there is a major difference. You know, with me, I've got a certain movement with certain people that I have an absolute dire way of being. And I'm not going to lie, we cuss each other all the time. We literally, it's how we kind of communicate, and it's silly. I'm not going to lie, but we do. And when we actually talk, we talk normal. But everyone knows us for cussing each other. And I know it sounds
But
a bit
if that's
stupid.
no, I
But
mean
we
no. But if
do
it,
that.
but okay, then maybe that's what Damien means, because when I see
And his name's
disrespect,
Vinny. That's me and Vinny, and we cuss each other all the time. I go, "You got yellow fingers, you
okay,
cheeky
but
this, that, and the other." Yeah.
okay, Caps. Now Brenda says I can be lenient. I understand some people have bad days, but if it's over and over again, they need to be cut off. And Brenda, yes, you can be lenient, and yes, people have bad days, but do you have? I mean, are you disrespecting someone so much that why am I getting this back thing? Hold on for a second. All right. Are you disrespecting someone so much that I mean, is it necessary to disrespect somebody in front of your friends, or you're disrespecting me over and over and over, or one thing that I absolutely do not take from anybody, I don't care who you are, do not call me a bitch. Just don't. That's the fastest way for me to drop you as a friend. I think it's disrespectful.
Oh, don't do it to me.
And let's see. Minnesota says you're a good friend, lady says. So are you, Minnesota. Brandon says, especially us females, we can be emotional and extra sometimes. Yes, we can. And if you want to talk about, you want to do that locker room.
Take it from me.
If you want to do that locker room stuff, that is fine. But at the same time, I'm saying it's not necessary to. Some people go out of their way to disrespect you. Letitia, welcome. Some people go out of their way to disrespect you. Now, you all have this thing amongst yourselves that that's the way you all talk. That's fine, but don't assume somebody else is going to put up with it. Don't assume that it's okay to do this or behave the same way with someone else. Don't assume. I fixed it. No. Let's see. Close friends, you may. And again, I think it all depends upon who they are. Damien, welcome.
Hello. Yes, can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, hi. Let me just walk closer to the Wi-Fi quickly. Now, Ben, what I'm saying now, as a guy now, close friends now, if we're truthful to each other now, we can come across anything we want to now, and we can disrespect each other in front of each other now, but it doesn't come out of a place of disrespect. Like I would call some of my boys or some of my friends now, I'll tell them, hey, bruv, you're stacking up and you're doing this and that and that. This is wrong, this and this. In front of some for his friends, and his friends wouldn't even know me. And it might seem disrespectful in front of his friends, and they would accept it and he would accept it. So it's not that disrespectful. So women, they are a little bit more emotional when it comes to honest truths. Like my brother, yeah, simple example. Last Thursday, he disrespected me in front of my wife. And I told my wife, nah, it's fine. That's just how we talk. And it wasn't, I think, disrespectful towards my wife, because if it was towards my wife, or then it would have been a total different conversation. Or if I was disrespectful towards his girlfriend, it would have been a total different conversation. But we can tell each other, like, look here, in layman's terms, hey, your nails is not on point, or the barber didn't cut your hair right, or what's the disrespectful thing you can tell a lady. You, like if your girlfriend told you, look here, that pants is ugly on you, it would be maybe like a small onder ons is ons is Afrikaan, né? Like we say in Africa, small onder ons. And if you tell that to a guy, then you would understand it in front of other guys, and it wouldn't be something to fight about or to be cross about, because a lot of people will see that comes from a place of love, because you're trying to protect the guy and you're trying to help the guy. If you understand what I'm saying?
No, I
Or is it, or is there pushback?
no, I get what you're saying, but it depends upon what the person's saying. And like I said, there are some women, and Damien, I'm going to mute you here for a moment. There are some women who call each other the B word. They don't think it's a big deal. I do. There are some people that call Black people, call each other the N word. You better not ever call me that. I don't care what color you are. You don't do it. So I understand what you all are saying. If it's locker room talk and you all curse each other out, whatever, if that's the way you guys talk, that's fine. But I'm just saying, don't assume. Do not assume that you're going to behave that way with someone else. Just because, if you and you and your friend, are around other people and you all start to behave like that, it may be cool for the two of you, but in that particular setting and around those particular people, it could be unacceptable. So for me, I respect myself too much to allow other people to disrespect me, no matter who they are.
Sorry, can I just say something?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. That's why I said earlier in some of my comments on the chat, we must stop with the PC culture. Because the thing is, a lot of people, I've been in situations where people disrespected me, and they called me names that I didn't like, and then we in this so-called locker room talk where guys are, and then I just kicked it and we went on with it. Then after the locker room talk, if someone said something that I didn't like, and I will call him and I will tell him, look here, I didn't like that specific type of word or the slang or that type of thing or the jargon you used towards me. Don't use it again. And you would say, okay, fine. Thank you for telling me that. And thank you for calling me one side. And thank you for not making a scene about that. And then next time we would have a party or something again, we would have the same locker room talk. And then that guy wouldn't have that same slang or the jargon you would use against me. Understand what I'm saying? And I always think that's the simplest way to resolve a solution and not blow it out of proportion. And now I'm going to mute myself. I'm going to wait for the pushback.
Damien, I understand what you're saying. And then Brina said, teach people how to treat you. And I said, and Brina, I responded with exactly, but I'm going to disagree with that also, because you have to teach people respect. Again, there are certain things that I would never, ever say to anyone. I don't care if you and your friends, oh, it's okay. You go ahead and say, no, I don't, because I don't know them. They don't know me. I'm not just going to start saying that to them just because you all are. So to me, I'm doing a show on common sense tomorrow, because to me, that kind of comes into the common sense thing. It's like,
okay,
to me, treat people how you want to be treated. And Damien, I'll come back to you, but Caps wants to say something.
Can I just say? Okay.
Damien,
okay.
can you mute yourself, please?
It works.
Go ahead, Caps.
Yeah, like to what I heard off what he said is pretty obscure. To be fair,
I can't hear you, Caps. You said it's pretty what? Caps? I didn't hear that statement. Can you make it
It's
again?
pretty obscure. Pretty obscure. Yeah.
What do you mean?
It's different, indifferent. It's weird. I don't know.
So you disagree with it?
I don't know. Where like everyone should be accountable for their movements. You know, everybody should like if you treat somebody if you you know your approach to everything. This is all I'm gonna say. Your approach to everything is the reaction you're gonna get, and that all depends on respect. Like if you act in a certain way with someone, you're gonna get the same back. But if you be really lovely with it, you're gonna get the same back as well. So
Right.
it's really important.
So it's basically treat people as you would want to be treated.
Yeah, exactly that.
Yeah.
It's so that it's unreal. Yeah.
Yeah. Treat people how you want to be treated. And I know I want to be treated with respect. I know I treat myself with respect. And I treat others the same way. When you don't treat me that way, then you're going to get, I'm going to treat you the way you treat me. So, or I'm not even going to bother with you at all. And that's what I usually do. I don't even bother with people. I just write them off and they're like gone unless I clean house. Damien, you want to say something?
Yeah, about treating people with respect. But my personal approach in life, I have a rule of three. I live. People can treat me wrong 2 times, but at the second time, I'll tell them, look here, you did this and that, and I left you, and this is the last chance. Then I'm gonna write you off. But in saying that, I would tell them like if we had locker room talk per se, and someone told me something because in locker room talk you get a lot of truths, and you got and people might tell you something that you didn't want to hear about yourself, and it might be a good thing because it would make you a better person, and it might be that someone said it in a wrong way. Just say for argument's sake, someone would say, hey, you N-word, you been beating your wife all the time. I might feel a certain way in front of all the guys who are sitting with me in the locker room. In the second locker room talk, he would tell me again, hey, you N-word, stop hitting your wife. And maybe I might be guilty of hitting my wife, but some of my friends might be they wouldn't want to tell me and tell me stop beating your wife. But because this guy said, hey, you N-word, stop beating your wife, I can't cut him off. But because he spoke his honest truth in the locker room talk, but then that's what I said earlier, where I would call him one side and tell him, look here, I don't like this term, or I don't like the way you speak to him, but the message is clear. I'm going to do this and that and try and better my life. So sometimes I feel, look here, I've been in situations where people use a lot of derogatory, what do they call it in English? Derogatory terms against me and calling me other names besides the N word, South Africa, but it's fine. And I could learn from them, and it didn't come from a lot of times. White people called me a derogatory term. It didn't come from a place from hate, and it helped me better my life. And they told me, look here, you people, you guys do this, you people do this, you guys, almost how we get defensive about this term, you people and you guys. And I got defensive about that term a lot of times now. And then later on, I started listening to these older guys, and then there were wisdom in what they were telling me. You guys do this, you people do this. I said, after a while said, we do this and we do this and we do this, and this is keeping us back, and I try to change certain aspects in my life now, but if I didn't listen to them, then I would have lost all the aspects now, and it made my life a little bit better and my family's life and the people I'm helping in the community a little bit better. And in saying that, is sometimes we mustn't take, we shouldn't take too much of a defensive term in, if you get it, if
Well,
someone approaches you in a way you don't like it. I'm listening.
well, no, I mean, put it like this. I'm just gonna say this: how other people choose to interact with other people when it comes to, like Brina says, if you have boundaries but constantly let people cross them, they're not going to take you seriously. People have their boundaries.
That
People will allow whatever you allow. That may be fine. So everyone does, however
for sure, yeah.
everyone wants to live
For
their
sure.
life, that is fine. But I know for me what I will allow and what I won't. And again, it comes because I respect myself too much, and I respect my friends too much to treat them a certain way.
But the thing is, nah, in being defensive too quick, nah, you might lose a valuable lesson in life.
I have to honestly
So,
say that
look here. That, can I just say something stupid? Nah? Say now I called you the B word, and I say, hey B, you have the best husband in the world, and he can cook a mean steak or he can make a nice breakfast. Nah? But you would have cut me off uh, after the B word.
Okay, so
After the B word, there might have been proper advice after
okay.
that. I'm just making a stupid
wait.
example.
I need to understand what you just said, because what you just said, if I'm thinking you're saying what I'm thinking you're saying, are you saying, and I'm just gonna go ahead and say, are you saying that you would say, hey bitch, you just made the best breakfast in the world? Is that what you're saying?
No. I was saying, I be, your husband made the best breakfast in the world,
Okay,
but
so
here's
what
something
does
else.
B mean? But what does
Here's
B
something
mean?
else. No, look at you. Early you see it. You cut people off that use the B word and the N word and stuff, and it's fine. And I agree with that totally. I don't use that terms in my house also. But the thing is, there might be lessons learned in that, because someone might have said that, nah, and they would have said, "Hey, your husband made the best breakfast," but if he put a little bit of Tabasco, it would have been bitter, or maybe a bit of Cajun spice, something stupid, man.
I'm confused, because are you saying that are you saying, because you keep saying hey B, what does B mean? Are you saying hey baby, hey brother? I mean, what does B mean?
Okay, I'm going to say, I'm going to tell you something stupid now that happened in my life now. I live in South Africa now, and we have different races over here. I'm called a colored now. That's in English now. In Afrikaans, they call us whatnots. Nah? If one would know about that. And there's a guy, they were white people that I was working on. I'm working in the engineering field there. And the white people would tell me, whatnot is dumb. That means, guy of color, you are stupid. I had to accept it, and I took it. But they told it out of a place of love, nah? And that's the way they communicated. And I learned a lot from them. And then they would tell me, look, what not, Mark, so, which means colored person. Uh, you were measuring wrong, do this and this. Then I would do it, and then it would work. And then later on, I got so good as an engineer, né? And then I used to tell these white people, né, how to do their work. And I would tell them, hey, Burki, Mark, so. And that's supposed to be a derogatory term in the South African native language, né?
Okay.
But it came from a place of love. But just listen, if I took it in the first place where they called me Hotot Gisdomne and I was defensive, I wouldn't have learned anything.
I
Because being defensive,
No, you know what you are.
just
You know
listen,
what you
just
are.
listen.
Can I just
I'm
say?
sorry.
Can I just say? I want to
I mean,
interject.
wait, hold on, because
Listen.
no. I mean, hold on, because Damien, you're going on, and I'm sorry because I'm confused about some of the stuff that you're saying, because again,
Okay.
if you choose to, and I'm just going to say this, if you choose to allow people to say whatever they say to you, however you choose to handle it, that's fine.
Means
That is for you. But no one is going to call
within
me.
means.
No one is going to. I am not going to allow someone to call me a derogatory term. It does not come from a place of love. It's insulting. I would never ever call someone else that derogatory term.
I
It
understand.
is insulting.
I understand what you're saying now.
So, and I understand what you're saying, but I'm just, and however, and that's why I say, if you choose to allow people to talk to you one way, I choose to allow people to talk to me one way. Somebody else can choose whatever. That's their choice. That's their choice.
But can I tell you something? And I completely understand what you're saying. People mustn't talk to you in a derogatory term. But what happens if you can sometimes you can hear in someone's demeanor if it's if it's if they're insulting you or if they're trying to talk to you, because I work with old white guys, and they were old and my grandfather's age. They came from the what we call here the apartheid era, but it was fine. I could understand them, and they were fine with me taking this, and they wanted to teach me all the stuff in the engineering field. And there were white guys working with me, and there were this old white guys talking this derogatory terms with me, and they told me, the younger white guys, hey, die goed is dom. What that means is these guys are stupid. The same younger white guys that I was working with, and it was
Okay.
just common practice, and we were just like,
Oh,
it's
okay.
something stupid in South Africa
Okay,
that's happening.
okay, and again, I understand that, but Caps has been waiting and he's been wanting to say something, so I am going to let
Okay,
Caps talk.
you
Caps,
can
go
talk.
ahead. Caps,
I'm gonna mute myself.
good. Okay, Caps.
Oh, sorry, you called me out, and I'm like, whoa.
Okay,
Well,
Caps, go ahead.
what I can say, no, what I can say is quite simple. Look, I said it before, and I'll say it again. Like you see, with this lad, he's talking about not in real life movements, but he's talking about working environments. And when you talk about working environments with people calling you different things, it is different. And I'm not gonna lie, like he says, like if he didn't allow someone to be disrespectful to him, he wouldn't have learned what he got taught. So I understand that, because I'm not gonna lie, I've seen it everywhere. And no, but it is real life. But real life environment, what I mean is walking down the street. I'm not talking about working environment. Working environment, you've got to understand there's so many other people in there in all different lives. So you've got to take a step back as well. So this is the thing. Like, you think that you're being discriminated. No, you've got to realize that everyone gets discriminated.
But Caps,
This
I'm
is the
not
difference.
talking about discrimination at all. All I said
No,
was,
I'm on about him. No, I'm on about
okay,
him
okay,
because
okay.
of the way he put it is like people say things to him, but he's got to abide by it due to the environment that he's in. Do you get where I'm coming from?
Okay. Go ahead.
Yeah, so that's why he felt necessary to allow it and let it go in order to make him, and like he blatantly said, he got taught because he allowed it. But the difference is that's called banter he just don't understand it. In my eyes, that's called banter. Like, people don't understand it very well. People are very sensitive, so it all depends on the certain person. To be God's honest truth, because if you walked into my company and you was so sensitive, you wouldn't last long. I'll tell you.
I'm not okay, but again,
blatantly tell you
all
straight.
are you guys are okay. My point is, I'm not talking about banter. I'm talking about. I don't care if it's in the workplace. I don't care if it's on the playground. I don't care if you come over my house and we're having a barbecue and you disrespect me. Then to me, I'm sorry. I mean,
it's not disrespect. Is it? It all depends on what you call disrespect.
Okay, obviously. Right. Okay, then it doesn't. All I'm saying is, for me personally, you are disrespecting me if you call me a bitch. You're disrespecting me. I do not call my friends that.
To me, no, I agree with you, but to certain people, it all depends on your vocals. It all depends on how you talk.
Well, you know, some people do that. In some circles, they're like, "Hey, behave," you know, whatever, and that's fine. That's what
generally, we don't use the word bitch. To be fair, we don't generally use that, but like we've used it. And then Damien's saying, why is it so bad? Why is it so bad? I've always heard as well that American people, they've got a real bad movement with the C word and the B word, and it's always made me like. I feel that they're like terms of endearment, you know, where you guys
but Caps, Crazy says something very, very true. No, but if you've already told somebody you don't like something specific and they keep on doing it, that's disrespectful. I don't care how you talk or not. And she's absolutely right. So if it's not me,
that's right.
It is not me being sensitive or anything like that. Crazy lady, well, welcome. It's not me being and Crazy official, welcome to you. It's not being sensitive or anything. I'm just saying that for me, and this, like I said, for the N word, there are some Black people who call each other that. I think it's appalling. Why are you going to call yourself something that was a term that was meant to disrespect you in the first place? So if I tell you don't do it, then don't do it. However, it has nothing to do with thick skin. I don't want somebody calling me stupid. I'm not gonna call, you know. I mean, you know, so you know, I mean, I'm just saying. If I tell you don't do it, then don't do it. There are many other words, thousands of words in the in the dictionary to use. Do you have to use that one? So I don't care if you're at work. I don't care if you're in the locker room. If that's what you choose to do with your friends, then you can do it. I don't care. Just don't do it to me.
Okay, can I say something now?
Yeah, go ahead.
That's where you set your boundaries, né? If you, I'm going to put it short, né? If you tell someone don't do it and they still do it, then you distance yourself from them, né? And if they, that's all I'm going to say, né? If you tell someone, look here, don't come with the B or don't come with the N or don't come with the, like we call in South Africa, whatnot, and and all those words, né? And they still call it, then you can distance yourself from them, né? But you might be depriving yourself from knowledge or
life. What knowledge am I depriving myself of by telling somebody don't call me a bitch? What knowledge could I possibly be depriving myself of?
Okay, look here. Someone can be a judge, né? And the judge may say, look here, hey, bitch, I just want, I'm not calling you that. I'm just talking as a judge. They can say, hey, bitch, this happened there. This person came to court and did this and this and that. And then you can say, okay, I'm in the same situation. And this is how this person got out of the situation. And that's something you could have learned from the situation. But you just deprive yourself from that knowledge because the judge started with the word bitch. And you said, no, I'm not going to listen to this guy. And I'm going to walk away. Now you lost a whole lot of knowledge Whereas I could have told you maybe, this is what you have to
Okay.
do if you in a fender bender or something stupid like that. But just because the guy you use the word bitch, now
Okay, so
Okay,
fish
wait,
yourself
okay,
off
okay.
and you're out of the conversation. So,
Well,
and that's something stupid I'm saying.
Damien, I mean, again, that just doesn't make any sense because, again, first of all, why would a judge in court call you that? And I mean, okay, crazy.
No, 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 no. I'm not saying
Damien,
I'm not saying in court.
I mean, Damien,
I'm saying maybe
Damien, there is no way
I'm gonna.
that you can call me a derogatory term and I am missing out or I'm missing out on some type of knowledge. That's all I'm saying. I'm going to pass it over to Crazy
Okay.
because I know she's
Crazy. Okay, go.
I know she's at work, and for her to pop up here, I know she has to say something. I know she's saying something.
how you doing?
Hey,
Solid.
Crazy.
So here's the deal. Here's the bottom line, and that I said it already once. And the easiest way to stop talking to me, get me to stop talking to you, is keep doing shit I said I don't like. And it doesn't matter whether because if you told me you didn't like something, I'm gonna respect that boundary. It's a boundary I'm setting for you. And only people that have problem with people's boundaries are people that like to cross boundaries. And what you're specifically talking about is like a conversation where somebody might have said it. But what we're saying is if I've already told you that's not something I deal with, you're not going to say that to me. And people know on here that I do have specific things that I don't like, 2 words in particular. And it's just one of those things that I say, don't say it to me. I don't care who else you say it to. You can say it to anybody else in the world. Don't say it to me. And I don't care if that's your talk or whatever, because I have a lot of slang I use too, that I use in specific situations. But also, if someone was addressing me and the first word that's out their mouth is bitch, you're immediately, I don't care what else comes out of your mouth after that, because I don't need to. Why would you address somebody? If you're smart and you're trying to give somebody knowledge or make them listen or have them teach them something, why would you call them something like that? It's not like your girlfriend, like, oh, what's up, bitch? And it's not like that. That's not the same.
Even though
that's
even
not the
if
same.
It's a girlfriend,
you're crossing over.
But even if it's a girlfriend, you're not calling me that.
And that's a boundary you set. And that person, I'm sorry, but I feel like if I've told you, I don't care if it's a terms of endearment in every other place that you walk into around me, that's not terms of endearment to me. I don't like it, and that should be and it should be both ways for anybody. If you don't like something, you should set that boundary, and people should have enough respect for you. Because who cares if you can't call somebody the C word or the B word? Oh, you're limiting my really? Because if I'm limiting your vocabulary, then you need a better vocabulary.
Yes, you do.
I'm just going to tell you that right now.
Yes.
Say something.
Go ahead.
Okay, I don't know what the C word is, but I was in a conversation one time now, and I was on a golf course, and these guys said, "Weet julle wat? Okay, I'm going to speak English now. I want to say it in Afrikaans. The guy said, do you guys know why we are so lucky and why we have money? Wanneer not ons dom, hulle weet jy om hulle geld te spend nie. What it actually means in English is the colored guys are stupid. They don't know how to spend their money. Colored guys, people that's brown in South Africa. And then I got interested in the conversation, and I was like, look, I could have said, hey, you can't use the word around me, and then the conversation would have stopped. And I was interested, and they talked about stuff. And a personal thing is, by my second house is paid off, I want to buy a holiday house now. Because of the conversation I overheard over there by those guys. No. They were talking in front of me, and they wanted me to walk away. But I was like, nah, I have a little bit of a thick skin, and I listened to them, and I was like, yeah, boss. What it means is, yes, boss. We'll listen for this conversation, and I got a little bit of knowledge on how to spend money and how to invest money with them. And it's something stupid that I could have shunted them down over there, and I could have be that guy to say you can't use these words in front of me, that everything. But I got a little bit of knowledge on and how to invest money.
But Damien,
I'm listening.
the bottom line is how you choose to react, how you choose to handle it. That's your choice. Everyone else has a choice. And for one thing, I'm definitely not going to do
Understand.
go. And I'm definitely one thing I'm definitely not going to do is go to a job and call somebody yes boss. You know, but I'm just saying how you choose to handle it does not mean that someone else is not handling a situation different. And like Crazy said, it comes down to boundaries.
This wasn't at work.
This
wasn't at work. This was.
But again, even at work, people have boundaries, and if you allow people to talk to you a certain way,
can I speak?
They will do it. Go ahead, Caps.
Can I speak? Right, like me and Crazy, like on a genuine level, like I will genuinely say, like she told me her boundaries, and I was an idiot when I was, and you know when I knew it, I was like, all right, I do apologize, I shouldn't do that, and it was apparent, and that's the way it goes, and I don't bother her because it was like, no, I understand what you're saying, yeah, there you go. But I played with it a little bit, but like no. But the point is, some people do, and what it is really is that like in work mode, I believe it's all in different ways. It's in work mode. I can play them games in work mode, and I'm not gonna lie. I know you are a different caliber of a person. Like you are solid. You will not allow people to talk to you in that fashion. But when I work in opportunities. I know, but let me just finish. I work in a certain place where everybody plays around. They are stupid in such a fashion, but they're not stupid. They're very clever, actually, but they are stupid as well, and they have what's called banter. And I know to you it is completely forbiddable. Like
I have nothing wrong with banter. I know what banter is.
No, but it's hard banter.
But again, it all depends. I mean, some banter I go back and forth with. I mean, Crazy and we banter. You know, back and forth. So, but I'm not calling her.
But you know what? I get what you're saying, Caps. But you know what? Banter, but that goes back to what everybody's been saying. Banter for you is not the same. And it's fine, banter back and forth.
Banter is
but
fine.
She's not on about me, by the way. She's not on about me.
I know that. I'm talking general here. I'm just saying it's not the same for you, and I'm using an example. When you used to tell me it's the banter, okay, but that's for me. You use any other word you want. I'm saying one word. So that's why it always came back to that, right? So like it was just it really and honestly, it's all boundaries. If I said something, you're like, ooh, somebody, I don't remember who it was, said motherfucker, or excuse my language. I know you tried not to do that, but someone said, well, don't say that because that really like that's something for us. That's a big deal for us, like on wherever they were, right? Okay, all right. Then I'm going to stop saying that to you because that makes you feel some type of way. Because you said that. People should not be shamed for giving boundaries. And then someone's like, well, I like to play. Well, you like to play a little too much and you already know that that's beyond my playing field. I have a line and you've crossed that line now. You know what I'm saying? So it's all about boundaries and respect. Honest to God, it is.
And that's why. Hold up. That's why I said at the beginning of the show, when I said people will they treat you with respect, and what do you consider respect? Everyone looks at respect differently, especially when it comes to friends. And again, Damien, you can call people whatever you want. You can allow people to call you whatever you want. But like Crazy said,
sticks and stones.
It is boundaries and sticks and stones. I think that's BS because words do matter. Words do hurt, especially when they're directed to children. So again, Damien, don't tell me how I should react. Don't worry about me because as I said, I choose not to have people call me certain names. because I respect myself too much. However, you want to handle yourself is fine. But don't tell me how I should handle things because I'm going to miss out, whatever. I've been on this earth a long time. And I have dealt with a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff. A lot of stuff. I have seen
Can I
things
just
that,
say something?
I'm just saying. Yes, you may. Please make it short.
Okay, I'm gonna try and make it short. My grandfather, he was alive during World War One, nah? And I was lucky. He passed away a couple of years ago. Uh,
You know,
and I got to block with him. But besides
Damien,
that, no, just listen.
wait, Damien, hold on. I'm going to interrupt you for a moment because
Okay,
I need to respond to someone in the chat. Rerex,
I'm gonna mute myself.
Rerex or whatever, whomever you are, you know, if you think there's anger here, please exit stage left. My show, I don't allow cursing. Yes, sometimes it does slip from people, whatever, and that's fine. But this is the show, the platform that I have. I'm on in the middle of the day, whatever. So if you choose to be on a show where they allow cursing and you can do whatever, exit stage left. If you think there's too much anger here, please exit stage left, which means leave. Okay? Because I think here I allow people to voice their opinions. They can voice their opinions, and I also allow people to push back. And that's what is happening now. People are pushing back on each other. So, Damien, go on.
I muted myself. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Hello? Yeah.
Yes.
Look here, my grandfather told me something that was interesting. I was in grade 1 or something like that, and he told me he doesn't believe in stress. That was a couple of years since Africa, where there wasn't stress. This was during the 1980s, and my one uncle, he had stress. He was diagnosed with stress, and he said, no, he doesn't believe in it. You know what he said? He said his son was soft. I asked him, Papa, what do you mean your son is soft? He said, no, back in my day, there was no such thing as stress. If you had stress, you just went to work. You didn't get diagnosed with it. And my grandmother said, no, he's supposed to have stress because that's what the doctor said. And there's some things that I learned from my grandfather that was before PC culture in the 80s. Sticks and stones can't break your bones. And my grandfather told me his son was soft. And he told me that there's no such thing as stress. And he said he was supposed to have stress back in the day, back in South Africa when there was apartheid and that type of thing. And he said he never had stress.
I want to stop you in a minute. Hurry up and finish.
Okay, stop me then. Go for it.
You know, you say
stopped you
sticks and
already.
stones. Yeah, brilliant. That's even amazing. Thank you. And thank you for your respect. You're Afrikaans. Yeah, you ever heard of Wackhead Simpson? He's brilliant. Anyway,
Yeah, that comedian, yeah.
Yeah, brilliant. Anyway, like, you know, you say sticks and stones. Like everybody is gonna get problems, but the difference is how you deal with them problems. You know. Like, you could
no, there's no such thing. That's my grandfather told me, nah. Sticks and stones can't break you, and words can't break you.
What I'm trying to say, you know, everybody got told sticks and stones don't break your bones, but words can never hurt me. Everybody got, whether your grandfather told it you, mate. Well, every person got told that in a nursery rhyme anyway. So all I'm saying to you is like literally, like, everybody knows that. And you know, it all depends on the person. Everyone's different as well. So this is the difference. Like, some people deal with different controversies in life. Some people deal with different people who speak in different dialects, and some people Like, watch them dads talking
I
curse
have
words
a pet tiger.
constantly every day in their life. And even though they're still intelligent, the kids come out intelligent, they still speak with curse. But it doesn't mean they're unintelligent. Do you get me? It's because, and this is the problem with people, but it all depends on how you use that curse. It all depends. But obviously, if you direct it at someone, then that's when it gets to be a problem, because you're directly causing a problem. But again, like, but when you say like sticks and stones, that shows me that you obviously went through a certain movement, and obviously that you got
No
over it.
movement, bro.
And well, it seems that way, the way you're talking.
No. All I'm saying is that
You needed your person to say, "Oh, sticks and stones might break your bones." Obviously, you wouldn't
no.
mention it if it didn't bother you. What you're trying to do? Flip it on its head? What? But like, the point is that at the end of the day, you get over it, and you grow one, and you grow a pair of balls, and you carry on and do your
No.
thing.
All I'm saying is one day my son came from school and he said the girls in the class were naughty and
You say
they
the
stole
woodies
his
like we know.
lunchbox.
I don't
No, I'm
understand what that
serious
means.
now. My son told me the girls in the class were naughty and
What's that mean?
he
The
couldn't.
woody?
No, the girls in the class were naughty. That's what he said.
They're
And
naughty.
they,
That's what you're saying. All
yeah,
right, slow it down. I might
and
understand.
and they couldn't tell the teacher because they would have been punished and that type of thing. And then he told me what he told me a child in his class took his lunch. I told him, no, you're supposed to eat him or you're supposed to do this and that and that. And he didn't do it. And it's PC culture. My son is by Catholic school and is by and it's just people are too soft these days and they care too much about words. That's the only
I
problem I have.
agree with you. That there is where I agree with you. I understand that, but I'm from England. A lot of people are in a different movement, and obviously the way I've been brought up, I got brought up to not swear in my household at all. But I heard my dad swear all the time. So it's like a bit controversial in that respect. But when I got out of my household, even though I'm always clever enough to do what I needed to do, but yeah, I did use curse words, and I do use curse words, and I always do, and I don't give, yeah, and I will in this respect. It all depends where I use it. When I go home, if I go to my mum and dad's house, I would never use a curse word. I can talk fluently without even using my. But when I come out of there, I will fluently use curse words just for the fun of it. Yeah, it's sad but true. Yeah, and that's not a lie. But yeah, that doesn't mean I hate you. But it all depends on how you throw them at people. That's the difference. It's approach.
Well,
But anyway, I'll
Caps,
shut up.
I've been sitting here and I've been listening to, what you guys have been saying, and I still come back to the same thing. Yes, there are, people, do, um,
People get butt hurt in my
allow,
house.
get, don't like certain words, what have you. But I don't think there's anything wrong with not somebody telling you, don't call them a bitch. Don't
Yeah,
call,
but you've
don't,
got to
don't,
know that. No, but you've got to know it, and yeah, you've got to
right,
know it.
right, and
Like,
then
until you know it,
right until you know it. So if I
so you could
tell
already
you,
do it
and
before you know it.
this is what I'm saying.
Yeah,
But
but
if you're told,
what?
this is what I'm saying. If I tell you, so then you going forward, don't do it. Don't call me the N word. You know, don't do it.
Yeah,
So that's not
maybe
somebody.
that's what it
That's
is.
not being soft or, oh my God, people are this, people that. Again, people have boundaries. People will allow you to, will do to you what you allow them to. You know, my
Agree with
show.
that. I agree with that.
I allow
No,
certain
I agree
things
with that.
on my show, certain things that I don't. There are certain things that people allow on their shows. I go on some people's shows and they're cursing, swearing, whatever. It's their show. They can do whatever they want. Am I going to go on their show cursing and what have you? No. But I'm not going to say, "Oh my God, you're cursing on your show." I'm not going to say that. It's not my show. If I go into your house and you're letting your children, jump all over the furniture and what have you, that's your house. In my house, kids don't jump on my furniture. I don't allow it. Never have. I wasn't allowed to do it at home. You want to jump around, you go outside.
I bet you had brilliant parties at your house.
And I have very good parties. I have parties that people are wanted to be invited to, because my parties were invite only. So I'm just saying that, what you allow, this is what I come back down to. When people tell you that they don't like something, it's just like food. If I tell you I don't like a certain food, and you put it on my plate anyway, and then I don't eat it, and you're like, well, you didn't like, I told you I didn't like it. So if someone tells you, then don't do it. I will respect you. When people tell me not to do something, I don't do it. If I'm playing around with someone and they say, please don't do that, which I have had people say to me, I apologize. Going forward, I don't do it. I don't understand what is so hard. What is so hard to understand? So it's not whether or not you want to think that people are being soft, whatever. Okay, that's fine.
No, I agree with you. If you know, definitely, without fail.
Exactly.
If you know.
Exactly. If you know.
Yeah.
So people have told me, have read me left and right, and have read me the right at, I can't believe that you get this. Guess what? I didn't do it again. You told me. I did not do it again. I didn't say, oh my God, they're so sensitive, whatever. They didn't like it. Okay. So it's not a big deal for, to understand that that's what someone doesn't like. So I have gone way past my hour. So I'm going to go and ask you guys for final comments. Damien, I'm going to start with you. Do you have any final words that you would like to add?
Hello?
Yes. Do you have any final words you would like to add?
Yes. Now, I just love your show, and I check in every now and then when I can. But all I can say is, people mustn't be too soft. And the thing is, you can learn a lot from people that criticize you. Because most of the time, 70% of what they criticize you about is true. And people mustn't be too soft. If someone calls you a derogatory term, listen to them and hear them out. And then you just tell them you don't like what they said. And most of the times, they wouldn't call you that again, and they will allow you in their circle again, and they would tell the other people not to use the term in front of you, and then you will learn a lot. That's all I want to say. You would learn a lot from other people. And I'm gonna log off now.
Okay, Damien, thank you.
Did it make sense?
Yes, it did. And again,
Yes,
I'm not. It made sense to you, but for me, if you are calling me that derogatory term, you're not going to get very far. So,
Okay. So just listening. Okay, just listening. If I called you derogatory term, and I said, look here, derogatory term. Here's a way to make $1 million or $1 billion, and I would think it's stupid of you to pass that opportunity. If I really wanted to tell you, and I would have said, hey, derogatory term, here's a way for you to make $1 million. And you pass it because I called you derogatory term.
Yeah, I am, because I don't care if you're telling me I'm gonna make $1 million or not, because for you to tell me I'm going to make $1 million, it is not necessary for you to call me that word. It wasn't necessary. You could have said, you could have just said, hey, there's a way I can, and you can make $1 million. You don't have to use calling somebody names. You don't have to say that.
Yeah, but the thing is that just might be the way I speak, because look here, if I talk to my son, I call him bruv now and then, or I call him.
I don't know what that means.
It's an English term. It means brother. I would call my son neef, which in Afrikaans it means cousin. Or I might call my son or my daughter even. I would call my daughter, hey brother, like that. Nah?
Okay, but if you're
I
calling
would talk
somebody
to her.
brother
Uh,
or cousin, that's not a derogatory term.
yes, but in other culture it might be derogatory.
Well, okay. I don't know of any cultures that calling someone cousin or brother, because I mean they do that here all the time. I'm just
Okay,
saying,
okay, okay.
Damien,
Can I
Damien,
in some
I'm just saying that to me, if you want to say something to someone, whether you're going to tell them how to win $1 million or how you can win a new car, you don't have to lead the sentence off with something calling that person out of their name or a derogatory term. It is not necessary.
now,
That's all I'm saying.
but okay, but that's just how I talk most of the times. Nah? I don't call people the N word or the B word or that type of thing. Nah? But I would just say, hey, prof, hey, brother, nech, neef, anything.
I'm just gonna have to hop in because I got to go pretty soon. But the situation you're talking about is a little bit different than what's really the whole bottom line, which is boundaries. And the second thing you said was, that's just how I talk, but that's exactly what we said. We also have the same, that's how we talk. But if you told me, I don't like this word, don't call me that. You're not going to call. I'm not talking about a random stranger. I'm not, because a random stranger might call me something and I might turn around. Maybe I mistook that somehow. I might, depending on what comes out of their mouth. But it also depends on what that term was they started off with. If it's something serious, then you get nothing, because how does a person that has any smarts start that kind of conversation like that?
That's exactly,
But that's
exactly.
there.
Exactly.
But boundaries are boundaries. I don't care if you talk to your family, Howard. You could talk to anybody you want to, however you want to, but you're not gonna talk to me like that. I don't care. You can excuse it, explain it, retain it. That is your boundary and not my boundary. And that's all that matters. Like, that's how you can't call that stupid. That's somebody's boundaries. That's someone setting a
Yeah,
boundary. Look, it doesn't matter. It's not stupid, because how would you're talking about your family and the things you call them. That's not the same. They know your demeanor. You guys have an understanding, but you should have the same understanding with other people. If I tell you don't call me this, don't call me that. I'm not talking about one-offs. I'm talking about, you already know, I've already set that boundary, and you still do it at work. People think, I'm just kidding. Well, let me tell you something about just kiddings. There's a whole lot of little truths in those just kiddings. Okay, so
well, see, but crazy,
sure, yeah.
they're usually just kidding when you call them out.
right.
As soon as you call them out, they're just kidding. But if you didn't call them out,
right.
I guarantee you they were not kidding. So, Damien, I let you have your last word. I'm gonna read what Brennan says. Brennan says some people call it disrespectful when you say sweetie or honey in a disagreement. They consider it condescending. That's just how they speak in some areas. Brennan, I agree, but I also, with that, I just think it's the tone more so than the fact of the word. I think it's more the tone. So so I mean, again,
that could be ugly too. But yeah, you're exactly right. You hit it on the head. That's how the tone. But
it is
some words, I don't care how tone
it is the tone, yes.
Yeah.
But opportunities, as I said earlier, but it is the tone.
Damien, hold on now. So again, I come back to however other people choose to what they allow other people to do, that is fine. Me personally, I know what my boundaries are. I know what other people's boundaries are. I'm learning where other people are, but I will always tell you something, is I will always treat people as they treat me. And I try to treat people with respect. I try to be a good friend at all time. I think I have been. At times I've had to clean house, whatever. But again, it all comes down, for me, it comes down to respect. That's all I ask, because I respect myself too much to disrespect myself, and I respect myself too much not to respect the people I'm trying to engage with. But if those people who are engaging with me, if they're being disrespectful to me, don't expect me to continue to get respect from me, because I'm either going to just lay it on the line for you, or I'm just going to cut you off. And it's easier a lot of times for me to cut people off. So, Crazy, thank you so much for popping up. I know you're at work. I do appreciate it. Damien, thank you for popping up. And Cap, say thank you. Thank you for popping up. Tomorrow, we're going to talk about common sense, y'all. And on that note, everyone, enjoy the rest of your day or evening, wherever you are in the world. And I'm going to leave y'all with a song called Bounce. It's a short one. And y'all, with that, I am going to bounce. Crazy, did you want to say something else? Hold on. Then I'm going to bounce. Did you want to say something else? Crazy? Okay, I cannot hear you. So, okay, with that, y'all, I'm going to bounce. Enjoy the rest of your day or evening. And as usual, go where the wind takes